Hey guys, it's V Mosley. Thank you for tuning into my podcast where we're healing from family ties, trauma, and taking accountability for all areas of our lives that may have held us back. I am super excited for you. Today is Mental Health Monday. As we all know, if this is your first time tuning into me, I appreciate your support. Continue to support me. We are in season 3 right now. If you need to catch up with season 1, 2, or specific topics that stick out to you, please tune into those videos, comment, like, share, and subscribe to this beautiful healing channel. Like I said, today is Mental Health Monday, and this week we're healing from voices. We are healing from the different voices that try to hold us back. And on a personal level, which we always are personal, on a personal level, I would like to say that I have a lot of voices inside of me. Like, I have a lot of voices that's telling me that I cannot do this. Don't continue on your podcast. Don't continue on what you need to do to move forward in your mental health. I have voices telling me, this is too much. But we're going to break that today. We're going to heal from that. So, I would like to say that this season is very hard for me. We just had a holiday. We have a holiday coming up, Christmas and Thanksgiving. We had Thanksgiving, but that was tough. You understand what I'm saying? And it was just, a lot of things that I was thinking about that I needed to heal from in this season. And Christmas is coming, the New Year is coming. It's just a whole lot of things that we don't think about until those days are here. Okay. But I would like to say that in this season, I have a lot of voices that's trying to steal my joy, trying to steal my progress, trying to steal this podcast. And you'll be like, are you talking to yourself? Are you hearing things? You might need another route. But no, all honesty, it's just like when you are moving and you're trying to stay motivated and you're trying to break out of your daily life cycles, those things do not want to detach from you. Anger do not want to detach from me. Frustration do not want to detach from me. Anxiety do not want to detach from me. Depression does not want to detach from me, because that was a comfortable place for me, right? Whatever you are healing from, whatever traumas that you're healing from, those are going to take time to detach from. You have to silence the voice that tells you you aren't able to let me go. You aren't able to move forward. You aren't able to be more. You aren't able to strive for better. You aren't able to heal. In all simple terms, just healing. Like, healing is in so many areas that we have to, when we are healing, I realized when I'm writing, or like I always tell you guys, I'm praying, I'm meditating, or I'm just journaling, or just sitting there in my healing place, there are more things that are coming up. There are more things that are giving me, I'm okay, you gotta heal from this, you gotta heal from that, you gotta heal from this, you gotta heal from that. And then the voice is telling me, how are you gonna do this? Right? So with this podcast, I've learned that with Mental Health Monday, I would say depression was still in my voice. I did not no longer want to talk on this podcast. I no longer wanted to be motivated anymore in this podcast. It was stealing my voice, stealing my healing, stealing my, I want to sleep. I don't want to write. I don't want to strive. I don't want to, you understand what I'm saying? You have to silence that voice. You have to silence that inner voice and say, I am going to get out of this. I literally had to sit and say, I'm going to get out of this. I'm going to be better, right? It was literally sitting down in my voice, and I did not want to talk about the issues that I was suffering from anymore, right? I did not want to talk about the struggles that I am continuously having with breaking this thing off of me, this depression off of me, if whatever you're suffering with, this anxiety off of me, this me being bipolar off of me, me being, having this disorder off of me, me being suicidal off of me, having all this trauma around me was silencing my voice. Whatever you're dealing with, you have to silence that voice so your voice can speak through you and say, I got this. I'm going to be whole. I'm going to be healed. I am no longer suffering, because the suffering is hard to be in. Healing is hard to be in. But do you want a productive heart, or do you want a stagnant heart? You understand what I'm saying? And I'm reading my notes. I want it to be more for me. You understand what I'm saying? I want it to be more intentional about where I want it to be, where I want it to go, in talking about my feelings, and allowing this podcast be my voice, allowing this podcast be my therapy. Even though I'm in therapy on outside of this as well, and I'm in other things, like you guys probably see me on Instagram or Facebook. I talk about life coaching, I talk about mentoring, I talk about being in groups, I'm talking about having accountability partners, I'm talking about all these different things. I have to have all those things. You cannot be by yourself. There is no way that you are healing by yourself. You cannot take on this road by yourself. You got to have the ability to say, where can I go in the healing? Where can I go while I'm healing? To talk it out, to lay it all out in the air, to lay it all out on paper and just expressing it to somebody. Like, you need a support system. Like, in my voice, I want it to be silent. In my voice, I want it to not talk anymore. It's so, I wish I could record myself during these days. Like, I'm literally sitting there and I don't want to talk. I don't want to strategize. I don't want to plan for the podcast. I don't want to be in a healing place. And if that's not stealing my voice and me trying to fight for my voice back, I don't know what that is. I don't know. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I don't know where can I go so my voice can be heard, so the healing voice can be heard, so the breakthrough voice can be heard, so the running away from depression, anxiety, where can I go so I can silence these voices? You understand what I'm saying? You have to know that depression needs to be silenced. Any area that you're suffering from, any trauma that you're suffering from, it needs to be silenced. Here today, I will say that in healing, my feelings were being brought back, right? The voice of, what you did when you were younger. You know what you went through when you were younger. You know how tough that was on you. Do you really, really, really think you are going to let that go? Do you really think you're going to forgive someone? Do you really think you're going to break out of this place? Do you really think, you hear what I'm saying? That was that voice of envy towards myself, bitterness towards myself. We talk about that. I'm being crazy to myself. I'm talking to myself in a crazy manner. Like, I was literally sitting there like, yeah, is this hard work really worth it? Yes, it is. Is this hard work really worth me explaining to my therapist, explaining to a mentor and life coach what I'm going through? Yes. You have to silence that voice fast, because you are worth that voice to be silenced. Your depression is not you. You are not your depression. You are not your anxiety. You are not your traumas. You're not any of those things. Those things need to be silenced. Those things need to be healed. And you need to give yourself grace. I always say in this podcast, give yourself grace and mercy when it comes to healing. It's not going to take 3 days. When we visit, we are healing on Mondays for Mental Health Mondays. We're healing on Wednesday for Worth It Wednesday, and we're healing on Friday for Finally Free Friday. We're letting go what we're talking about during that week. I know for a fact that what we're talking about, you are not healed and whole and in 3 days. You're not. You understand what I'm saying? Between those days, those are other days. Between those days, those life happens. You understand what I'm saying? And I understand those things, but you need to strategize. You need to plan. You need to be open. You need to be honest, and you need to silence those voices of any and everything that does not serve you, any and everything that's not serving where you are going. I promised myself that I'm going to have a loud voice of healing when now in 2022 comes. A loud voice of healing. I need a loud voice of healing. I need that loud voice of healing to overbear anything inside of me that is not healed and whole. Anything that's inside of me that's not serving where I'm going. Where I'm going is to the whole place. Where I'm going is to the healing place. And then you will ask, so how do I get there? Silencing that voice. Start ignoring that voice. Meaning, when you ignore that voice, I'm not literally saying fake it till you make it. I do not believe in that. I will tell you one thing right now. I do not believe in, this is for me, I don't believe in fake it till you make it. Like, if I'm faking it, I am moving in a robotic way. Like, I am doing things that people are telling me, but I'm not being productive, if that makes sense. Like, I'm not being productive in, my healing if I'm faking it. Like, I have to sit in those feelings. You have to sit in those feelings. That's step one. Sit in those feelings. Realize that you're in your feelings. Step two, you need to write down what you are dealing with at the moment. What the voices are telling you, what trauma. Those are the voices, not someone really talking to you. The voice, the struggles the voice is the struggles, basically. You need to write down what are those things are doing to your life. How is it stopping your productivity? How is it stopping your healing? Right? You need to get accountability partners. You need to get a mentor. You need to get a life coach, whatever you want to do. Whatever you think, whatever step one is for you. Is it just going to therapy? Is it, starting with the mentor? Is it taking an accountability partner on? Is it a life coach where you can strategize where you want to be in life? Any and everything. You need to implement those things inside of you. Like, you need to implement those things in your life. You're not doing this by yourself. That's step three. Realizing you are not doing this by yourself at all when it comes to silencing these voices and being loud and healing. The voice of being loud and healing. Okay? I want you guys to also know that your healing is very important to me. My healing is very important to me, and you are going to make it. You are going to strive. You are going to be more. No more sadness, no more depression, no more lacking, no more not taking accountability, no more anything that does not serve you in your life right now. For you to see, you deserve to see the whole, the heal. Are you hearing me? I do hope that this helped you. Like I said, this week we are healing from voices. Like I said, thank you for your support. Like, share, subscribe to my channel. And like I said, if this is your first time, I appreciate you. Continue to watch me. Catch up with me on season 1 and season 2. I'll see you in the next episode.